I just don't understand you. How can anyone with your education, who reads as much as you, believe the things you believe? How can you possibly believe in God, a kindly grandfather in the sky, when you see the suffering in the world, caused by AIDS and tsunamis and famines and wars? You understand a lot about modern science. How can you deny evolution and believe there is anything more to the real you than your body and your brain? You must know that miracles, violations of the laws of nature, are impossible. How can you believe that spooky things like angels and demons are real? And your claims to know absolute truth, don't get me started. Given everything we know about all the different religions and cultures in the world, how can you be so arrogant to believe that any one religion or morality is true and not merely a useful, culturally constructed fiction? Versions of these challenges to Christian faith are replayed repeatedly, day after day. Doubtless you have encountered them in some form. And if you have thought about the challenges much, you have thought philosophically. For the nature of the challenges is not really scientific or theological or anthropological, but philosophical. Indeed, your philosophical thinking probably started long ago. At some time you asked yourself whether something was real or what was real. You asked what you know or how you know something. And you asked what was the right thing to do in some situation or how you should live your life. These questions lie at the heart of philosophy. So, what is philosophy? Philosophy is thinking critically about questions that matter. Conceived this way, philosophy is something everyone does. Everyone has beliefs about what is real, what is valuable, and how we come to know such things. For most people, such fundamental beliefs are largely unexamined and perhaps even mutually inconsistent. But in forming such beliefs and acting on them, everyone is doing philosophy. At a more developed level, philosophy refers to a body of knowledge, often the subject matter of college courses, which organizes and presents the thinking of major thinkers throughout the ages about such things as reality, values, and knowledge. At a still more refined level, philosophy is the specialized activity engaged in by certain professional thinkers who build on the thought of those who have gone before, utilizing certain tools and methods, with the goal of developing, presenting, and defending carefully examined conclusions about reality, values, and knowledge. Since philosophy is above all concerned with discerning the truth about these things, it is natural that philosophy has influenced every corner of life, both inside and outside academia, and that philosophical terms, tools, arguments, and conclusions can be found in almost any book pulled from the library shelf. Unfortunately, the terms and tools are sometimes misused, and the arguments and conclusions often misrepresented. As with any discipline, the professional can quickly spot the errors, but to the untrained eye, all appears as it should. We are deeply concerned about the impact of philosophy on theology. The development of theology in both the Eastern and the Western churches has been deeply affected by philosophy, and theology in turn has affected Western philosophy. But since the Enlightenment, roughly, the flow has been one way, from philosophy to theology, and for the most part, it has been corrosive to orthodox theology. In our day, theology has largely been banished from the university. Liberal arts curricula in general have been weakened to make room for more practical courses. Couple this with a trendy anti-intellectualism in many evangelical churches, and the result is that most young women and men who desire to enter seminary or join the staff of a parachurch ministry are ill-prepared to understand and engage the philosophical aspects of biblical studies in particular, and the culture in which they minister in general. And most pastors have neither the time nor the background to keep up with trends in contemporary philosophy, even where it has a direct bearing on the theology and ministry.